Hi everyone, Grey Power 60 back again. I'm sitting in my bedroom facing my iMac again with the same cup, having a cup of tea. To be honest, I am filming this like the next day, so I'm wearing, oh, it's dirty. I'm wearing the same thing I wore the other day. I went out shopping and it was rather fun, and it was kind of interesting how shopping for myself again alone, which I haven't done in over 10 years, alone, just me, because I had mom and then I had my son, as you know, and his family. So it's always been bigger groceries, but to shop for myself was rather interesting. So I went to a grocery store called Food Basics, where I like to buy a pre-cooked chicken. They're small. They're not that big. They're great, and I usually take them home while they're still warm, not hot, just warm. By the time I get home, anyway, and I tear it all apart. And sometimes I save the. Well, I used to save the bones and everything so that I would have I don't know, a soup or something I would make with it. But lately it's just been ripping it apart and separating the dark meat and the white meat and packaging it up, freezing what I don't eat right away, and packaging and putting in the fridge for me to have for later on. My favorite thing to do with it is make a chicken salad, to make a chicken salad sandwich, which means it's basically, although I don't put them in anymore, used to put in celery, but it's just cut up chicken, salt and pepper, mayonnaise, onions, and a little bit of some kind of green, whether it be relish or celery, all cut up. But I haven't bought celery in a while, so I use relish, just a little bit to add a little flavor to it, and make it, a sandwich out of that. I picked up my cottage cheese, which I love, and some ground beef. I bought a larger pack of ground beef for myself, and I was able to cut it into 3 portions, and I wrapped and froze 2 of the portions because I don't need that much ground beef. And I'll make either tacos or I'll make meatballs, and I just need a small portion because there's just me. And even though I'm on my own, I remember before I had mom with me and before I had my son and his family living with me, I used to not adventure into fancy cooking. It used to be very simple. And then with mom, I had to be careful on the amount of sodium she had and all of this, and make sure she had all of the food groups, etc., etc. And always in smaller portions because mom was a small eater and I am not a big eater. I'm a small eater as well. So, or small portions, I guess I should say. So, anyway, so today I was out at the grocery store and I had, a list of actually 3 things that I needed. I love cottage cheese, love it. So I was looking for my cottage cheese, the ground beef, and the chicken, and basically that's all I really wanted. I also picked up a couple of bananas because I have made it a habit over the years, because I don't eat breakfast, but I need to have something in my stomach in the mornings besides a cup of tea. And I'm really not fussy on toast and bread and things like that, or eggs. As I get older, eggs are getting a little hard on my stomach, so I've got to be careful how I prepare them. So I'll have a quarter of a banana. I call it a quarter, quarter of a banana, every morning. I've been doing that for a couple of years now. And it's just something in my stomach. I get my potassium and so on, and I have that with a cup of tea. So, and sometimes when I was shopping, if I had blueberries or strawberries, I would have a little tiny bit, maybe 1 strawberry and 5 little blueberries. in the mornings to have. But that, I even as a child, I was never big on breakfast. I never really ate much. And, my grandmother used to say, you eat like a bird. But that's just my system. That's just the way I am. So if I'm on holidays, breakfast would be more brunch. We would have, instead of stopping at, 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, we would wait and eat around 10, 11 o'clock. And that was better for me, so that I could, eat more. And I would indulge in, bacon and pancakes and, eggs and, potatoes, all that kind of thing. But that was when I was younger, before mom, before my son. And that was when I was dating and going out, vacationing, and all that kind of thing. And sorry if I sound a little stuffed. I'm stuffed up today, and I've got a blockage in my ear, which makes it hard to hear in that ear properly and talk properly. And I've never had that before. So I had it a couple of weeks ago when I had that big head cold. But I don't know where it's coming from and what's causing it, etc. I'll probably Google it, but I have an appointment with my doctor to find out how to prevent or how to treat, this blockage. And I know it's a blockage. So anyway, gross. ATM. So, so I went to the Dollar Tree, and it was sad because it was very, very busy in there, but not in the craft aisle. And I've noticed that over the last year, I think, that maybe a little longer, but a little year, that there's less and less people creating in my city. Now, they may be out there, like me, hidden in, an apartment somewhere or a house somewhere, but for shopping, I used to go into Dollar Tree, Dollarama, whatever, in the craft section, and there was always people there, always shopping, looking, blah, blah, blah. There was nobody. And this is the second time I went to Dollar Tree where nobody was in the craft aisle. So I looked, and the first thing that caught my eye, I know, I got enough stuff. I picked up this. I couldn't resist. I know it's 3D. I know it's shiny. They're kind of puffy. But I love mushrooms, and I don't really have a lot of mushroom stamps. And it was just sitting there looking at me saying, pick me, pick me. So guess what I did? I picked it up. And then occasionally I'll go and look at their clear stamps. Now I know they're cheap and so on, but I always like anything with florals or leaves or anything. And I saw this one and I thought, okay, that's cool. I'm going to get that. It's something I don't have, but when I'm doing any stamping, and of course with my newfound desire for watercolor, this is great for stamping, and then I can watercolor behind that. Now I don't know about this one. It looks like it's pretty solid, but this looks open, and that's kind of what I look at when I see these different floral stamps, is something that's open, so that when I'm doing whether it be watercolor or whether it be acrylic paint, I like to have those. And then I saw this right behind it, hiding. And this one here, and I hope it's probably backwards to you, but what it is, it's just like happiness is handmade, 100% handmade, handmade for you, all different kinds of little stamps you can put on the back, handmade with love, from the heart, and art from the heart, which is one I really like here. Anyway, so I bought 2 of those because one is going to a friend of mine who really deserves to have a package from me. And I'm hoping to do that as soon as I can get my finances back on track. I had to spend so much money with my son's move and helping him with the costs and so on. Sorry that you won't see that, or maybe you will, but my screen just darkened. Anyway, guys, I just, like I say, I went shopping. Our first snowfall today, very timid, not very thick. The roads are clear, just like rain. The roads are, just wet. A little bit of snow on the car when I went out. Nothing major, although they did say that the snow could turn into rain, freezing rain, whatever. But I did my thing. I went out. I got what I needed for myself, a few little groceries, and I found myself going down aisles that I used to go down that I don't need anymore because it's just me. And it felt good to just get things for me. And interesting. It's going to be a continued journey on for me. But anyway, that is it for me. It's a very quick video, I think. I'm not sure. 11 minutes, I think. I just wanted to come on, show you what I bought, my thoughts on the crafting area. Now, maybe it's close to Christmas. We just had Halloween. Now we're going into the Christmas season. For us Canadians, we had our Thanksgiving in October. My American friends are going to have theirs in November. So you have more, Thanksgiving kind of crafty things that you want to do. So that's the difference. But here in my city at the Dollar Tree, where I like to go often, they usually have things that I like there. It's not my favorite because the other favorite one is in the south end of the city. It's a little bit of a longer drive. I don't go that way very often. So yeah, anyway, that's it for me. Thanks for joining me. Hope you'll come back and see me again, and subscribe. Hit that like button. I really appreciate that. Helps the old YouTube algorithm, however that works now. But anyway, I'm glad to see you guys. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're having a great day. Forgive the mess behind me. I'm in my bedroom. I have a whole large amount of laundry to do, and a lot of sorting through things and reorganizing. But I'm taking it slow. I'm taking it one day at a time. I really want to get back into crafting, but I think that might be something that we'll tackle in the new year. There are so many videos out there that are doing Christmas crafts now, that are doing craft fair videos, etc., that you can enjoy. But I hope you will come back and visit with me when I do upload the next video. So that's it for me. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.